Maryland, one of the hottest teams in the country, a 15-game winning streak in which they are winning by an average of 29 points per game. Absolutely ridiculous the way the Maryland Terrapins have been playing of late. Should be a fun one here. The final Sweet 16 matchup of the weekend is underway as Maryland wins the tip. They must have had a bet on the Maryland bench the way they reacted to winning the tip there.
And you know, when you go against Texas, they're going to play man-to-man, hard-nosed, and watch out. She's the player you cannot leave. Benson shooting over 50% from three.
Yeah, you don't want her alone in the corner. #1 in the nation in three-point shooting percentage. We talk about 50, 40, 90. She's 50, 50, 90. 50% from the floor, 50 from three, over 90 from the line as Celeste Taylor doesn't get the roll. Rebound secured by Mimi Collins. Taking a look at our Capital One starting lineups as Owusu, part of that starting lineup, misses the jumper. Diamond Miller, Benson in the backcourt with Owusu, Mimi Collins, and Chloe Bibby, the transfer from Mississippi State, rounding out Maryland's starting five.
When you watch Maryland defensively, they are going to switch every ball screen front in the post.
Here comes Benson. Benson shakes free. Can't hit the jumper. Kept alive for Miller, who zings it towards the backcourt. Ooh, nice job there. Wide receiver-esque, keeping the feet in bounds by Benson, who draws the foul against Audrey Warren. Taking a look at the Texas starting lineup. Our Capital One starting lineups. Texas with Kyra Lambert, Joanne Allen-Taylor, Audrey Warren, Celeste Taylor, and Charlie Collier, one of the top players in the nation. She has declared for the WNBA draft as Owusu banks it in.
Audrey Warren picked up that foul on the last possession. She is so important to Texas defensively. So much heart, takes charges, plays hard, is vocal on the floor.
Vic Schaefer has said it is hard to take her off the floor. And Texas turns it over here as Taylor unable to flag it down.
Ashley Owusu, don't lose the inbounder. What a great cut, getting it inside. A big framed guard who can score inside, shoot from three, has exceptional vision and ability to deliver the basketball.
We were talking with Ashley as Miller tried to toss that to her and threw it away. But we were talking with Ashley the other day about the style of play and if it's as fun as it looks, and Ashley Owusu said, oh no, it's even more fun than it looks.
How reserved was she on our phone?
She was. And Diamond Miller said, no, she's very loud once she gets to know you. Collier couldn't handle it. Here is Owusu. Loud with her game always, and scoops that in.
And that's what Maryland wants to do. The second they secure the basketball, whether it's on a defensive glass or turnover, they are pushing the other way.
A 7-0 start for Maryland. A trip to the Elite Eight on the line as that is gobbled up by Diamond Miller. The sophomore sensation. Benson gives it up, and the layup for Bibby. Timeout, Texas. A 9-0 start for Maryland.
Ashley Owusu with the ball in her hands in transition. Ooh, doesn't get much better than that.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Well, Brenda Freese fired up with her team's 9-0 start and this outstanding offense, Holly Rowe.
Well, in November, during halftime of a game against Arkansas, they came up with a team motto, all gas, no brakes. It is so great because the 9 points a game they're scoring, they have their foot on the gas all the time. The only awkward thing is, new football coach at Texas, Steve Sarkisian, also has just introduced the motto for the Longhorns, all gas, no brakes. I think we're going to find out tonight who really should own that motto.
I think you're right. As Collier scores, getting Texas on the board. Yeah, if Maryland wins, does that mean they own it? It's that simple?
I think you can have two different teams as long as they're in different sports.
Okay, fair enough.
Texas last time handled Maryland's pressure well, got the ball in Collier's hands. The more they can do that, the better.
Wow, what a rebound from Miller, although she stepped out of bounds after swiping it away.
She's a joy to watch. She is an incredible athlete, so improved over a season ago, 6'1". Yeah, steps out of bounds right there. Oh.
That's going to be a foul against Owusu, so an early personal against her as Warren took the hit.
She's used to that. She takes multiple hits every game, takes multiple charges every game.
What'd you think about Coach Landers and his interpretation of the all gas, no brakes?
Can I just say, after spending countless hours in the studio with Coach Landers the past 4 years, yes, he is all gas.
Taylor being hawked by Miller. What defense and a turnover. Bends in, leaves for Owusu, scoops it in. Ashley Owusu with 6 points in this first quarter.
Texas likes to run the dribble drive offense and hand off and try to turn the corner. Maryland is trapping that and not allowing them to do so.
An 11-2 beginning for Maryland. Taylor trying to find some space, couldn't ram it in. Bends and flags it down. Swiftly up the floor for Maryland. Bends and bounces. Miller finds space and lays it in.
Maryland's defense is predicated on keeping you on one half of the floor. Texas's defense works if they can change sides to side on the dribble.
Big contingent of Texas fans here. Have not had much to cheer about to begin this game. Maryland outstanding so far in the first. Lambert will fire and knock it down. Owusu back to work and was able to sell the whistle against Texas.
Defense to offense is where Maryland thrives. Benson gets the ball, head up. All right, just pass it to your point guard. Owusu with the score. Maryland runs, and they just keep running, and it's not like as the game gets later, they lighten up at all.
Benson couldn't finish. Collier secures it. Collier, one of the top prospects for the 2021 WNBA draft, has been projected to be picked first by many. Alan Taylor into Collier, couldn't finish, and Miller secures it. Flings it down the floor, and look at that collision. Taylor and Bibby both collide, and it's going to remain Maryland basketball.
Official D. Cantner saying there's no foul, no one got an advantage. I mean, it's crazy to say this, but this is sort of incidental contact. The ball's already out of there, but that's a lot of contact.
Incidental, but a lot of incidental.
A lot of incidental, not incidental to them.
And an offensive foul going the other way, called against Faith Masonis, just checking into the game off the bench for Maryland. So Alasia Stiles, Masonis, both in off the bench for Maryland. As Owusu gets a breather. Texas coming off a win against UCLA in the second round. As this foul called against Maryland. A win that Vic Schaefer called one of the most satisfying of his career. His first year at the helm of Texas. Really expressive in his tweet after the game, saying, I've been doing this a long time, 36 years, been a part of some great wins, but tonight's victory by this team may be as good as I've ever been fortunate to be a part of. Toughness, resilience, competitive spirit was incredible. So happy for our players.
When you think about the wins that he's been a part of when he was at Mississippi State, some significant ones, a couple Final Fours, national championship games that his team's played in.
Collier spins free and lays it in.
Nice answer. Nice answer by Texas. They have settled in.
And that's going to be Texas ball, I believe.
Vic Schaefer is a coach who preaches toughness, and his team gets down 9-0, and they just continue to battle and stay the course and have made this a ball game.
Owusu back in for Maryland. Angel Reese, the #2 recruit behind Paige Beckers, comes off the bench for Maryland here as well. A starter earlier in the season got hurt. When she returned, the team was humming, so she's in off the bench. As that three is good, Alan Taylor hits it, and Texas with a very impressive response after a tough start. 8-0 run over a 2-minute span here for the Longhorns. Bibby hooks it in errantly into the lap of Texas. Alan Taylor gives it up. Lambert backs away. Warren muscles it up and off. Rebound ends up with Bibby pushing for Maryland. Owusu calmly settling things down for Maryland. Dumps it underneath. Masonis can't spin it in. On the follow, Reese can't get it to go. Now has it stripped by Lambert. You can hear how fired up the Texas faithful are here. Can have about 2,800 fans with the limited capacity here at Alamo Dome.
I like when Texas has gone to Charlie Collier's side, but then found the weak side corner when the second defender has come in on her.
Collier can't squeeze it in, follows and finishes.
But did you see the weak side corner wide open? I think they can continue to do that. Either get it to Collier or fake to her and go weak side.
A 10-0 Texas run. Reese can't hit. Rebound put in by Masonis. And a much-needed bucket for Maryland. Good trap here, but then Lambert evaded it. Here's Collier. Using the footwork, couldn't finish. Owusu swooped in for the board. And I believe that's going to be a foul. And that is not a smart one from Audrey Warren. That's going to be #2 on Warren. If you can't make it to San Antonio but want to be there for the women's Final Four, join us. See us there, yeah. The NCAA and its fan cutout program supporting the K-Yao Cancer Fund, the Pat Summitt Foundation, and the San Antonio Food Bank. For more information on how you can benefit these great causes and get your cutout into the Alamo Dome, go to NCAA/WFF cutouts.
I'm glad I'm not next to Coach Landers or in front of Coach. I guess I am. I'm glad I'm not behind.
Yeah. You had to figure out the anatomy there for a moment.
I did, yes, yes.
I'm glad you're a broadcaster and not a biologist. That three is good. Benson is just dynamite from downtown.
And I love that she pointed at Angel Reese. Angel Reese could have taken the shot. Instead, she passed to her teammate. You recognize your teammate for giving it up with the point.
Benson 51% from downtown this season. Maryland back up 6. Alan Taylor using the screen from Collier. Lambert off on a 3, out of bounds. And it last hit Texas.
Angel Reese on the drive and kick out gets it. Nope, I'm going to give it to the 50%. There you go, point at her, that's a thank you. I love it.
About a 5-second difference, game and shot clock. Owusu comes and grabs it. 6 points in the quarter for Owusu, 6 for Benson. Benson, a deep one. Doesn't get the roll. A chance here for Texas. Taylor with 6 seconds left in the quarter. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Celeste Taylor has it knocked away, and that is how the first quarter will end. Maryland an 18-12 lead after one. One final slot in the Elite Eight is on the line. And these young women battling for it here with Maryland up 6 after the first.
Maryland leads the nation in scoring, and they can get it done in multiple ways. If you are going to collapse in the paint, pay too much attention, they will deliver to a three-point shooter. Uh-oh, we got to get out on the shooter this time. Nope. They'll get the points in the paint. One of the reasons Maryland is so dangerous.
How ridiculous is Maryland's offense? Yeah. They're leading D1 with 123 points per 100 possessions. The incredible juggernaut that is the Brooklyn Nets, leading the NBA, on pace to have the most efficient offense in NBA history. Maryland scores more per possession than Brooklyn.
Crazy.
Ridiculous. A 6-point Maryland lead. Taylor's jumper, no. Texas has gotten some good looks in the mid-range that have not dropped.
And now that Maryland is in a zone, when UCLA went in a zone against them the other day, they were able to shoot them out of it.
8 to shoot. Knocked back into the arms of Taylor. Had to throw it up wildly, couldn't hit. Texas fell behind 9-0. Cut it to 13-12. Maryland scored the final 5 of the first. Reese flipped it up wildly. Good D from Collier.
And smart D from Collier to stay upright so that she did not get a foul called.
Lambert flipping it up. That won't drop in from Ebo. And here comes Maryland. Miller. Quick first stab. Diamond Miller just glides to the hoop.
The quickness that she has. I mean, she's capable of making them from the perimeter, but there's not much you can do with her when she gets inside, even a little bit of a seam.
All Big Ten first team. The sophomore has blossomed this season. Talks about the #1 focus for her is bringing energy and effort on the defensive end, but she is an offensive talent as well.
8 points a game, under 8 points a game a season ago.
Over 17 this season. Lambert can't hit the three. Miller the rebound. Miller, just look at the way she zips up the floor. Miller all the way in, couldn't finish. Collier able to corral it, but then traveled after the rebound. Hey, the NCAA Women's Championship continues with the Elite Eight on Monday. 7 Eastern, oh, this should be great. Baylor and UConn, and then 9 Eastern, Indiana and Arizona. 2 awesome matchups. Arizona and Indiana trying to head to their first Final Four. Somebody's gonna. And Baylor and UConn, 2 heavyweights going at it. Texas has done a fairly nice job defensively on Maryland to begin this game. This is a Maryland team that averages over 91 points per game. Taylor hits the three. That's what Texas needs. They need players around their bigs to hit from outside.
Taylor had 24 points against UCLA, was huge in that game. Mid-range, long range.
Short range?
I think she has some short range as well.
Reese bodies in, and that's going to be a charge as Ebo took the contact.
You know a Vic Schaefer coach team is going to do this at every opportunity. If they see a player driving in, they are going to try to take the charge. It's just what he teaches. It's what they do. Not a ton of contact. They are going to go down, and often they get the call.
Alan Taylor giving it up. Taylor had it stripped. Good D from Benzin. It's going to stay here with Texas. 8 to shoot. Maryland thought it had hit Celeste Taylor after it was stripped, but I do not believe it had. And now Audrey Warren, who has 2 fouls, will check back in for Texas as Ebo goes out. So the lineup gets a little bit smaller than when Ebo's paired with Collier.
Vic Schaefer, too, has to be thrilled with the pace of this game so far because Maryland is so capable of going on runs and scoring quickly. And right now, for them to only have 20 points, this is the pace Texas needs.
And a shot clock violation there. Nice D from Maryland as Ebo's going to check right back in for Warren. You know, one of the things that Brenda Fries talked to us about, Rebecca, was she liked that her team had won games in several different ways this season. And this may be a different style of game than what Maryland's been playing of late, but they want to find a way to win it and feel like they have it in their arsenal based on what's taken place this season.
Ashley Owusu, great size, vision. Look, as she creates the contact but keeps the defender on her back so she can deliver the basketball. Woo! Pretty.
Beautiful. Look, Diamond Miller will shoot 2. For more on Diamond, here's Holly.
Well, you can just see Diamond Miller is oozing with talent. Her potential is so big. She was also on that under-19 USA team for USA Basketball with Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark that won gold before her freshman year. So I love that they saw that this is a diamond in the rough, pun intended, and she is really going to be special, I think, moving forward.
No doubt. All Big Ten first team this season. A high-energy player. It's gotten better and better as the season has gone along. Brenda Fries saying she has rounded out her game. 7-point Maryland lead. Shot clock at 8. That 3 rims out. Rebound Miller. Immediately bolting into the front court. Finds Benzin. No. And Ebo collects it. It's like a shock whenever Benzin misses
Isn't it?
Three, right?
Yes.
Lambert flipped it up short, batted it to the corner, and it's out of bounds off of Texas.
It's a great look. Texas can't ask for a much better look than the one they got there from Lambert. You know, we were talking about Diamond Miller and Ryan. You, Holly, and I cover the WNBA, and there's certain times when you're watching a game and you're like, man, that's WNBA talent right there. That's the thought when you see Diamond Miller for sure.
No doubt. Owusu around the hedge, great find. Miller, a 3 is good. WNBA talent indeed. And it started with a gorgeous feed from Owusu.
Owusu to Collins, back out to Diamond Miller, makes the shot, points at her teammate. That's when it's fun, when you have chemistry and unselfishness.
Maryland's lead up to 10. Texas had cut it to 1. They'd gotten stops, unable to score. Chevalier into the game. Collier gives it up, 3 to shoot. Celeste Taylor can't bank it in, follows it up. And a chance to reset here for Texas. With Lambert getting a breather, Chevalier running the show. Shot clock back down to 5. And that's going to be a 3-second violation against Collier.
Maryland, 8 assists on 10 made baskets. Unselfish play, pass, shot, 3. Thank you.
Coming up, the halftime report presented by AT&T 5G. Maria Taylor alongside Carolyn Peck and Andy Landers. Okay, Texas has been on a 3-minute scoring drought, and Maryland's taken advantage of it so far.
But Maryland normally averages 95 points a game. Texas has held them to 25 so far, so defense, they just got to find some buckets.
So you're doing math over there.
I learned that at Vanderbilt.
Don't blink. If either of these teams blink, the other one takes off.
All right, well, don't blink. We'll be here with your halftime report very soon, Ryan.
All right, Maria, we won't blink. And Carolyn brings up a great point, Rebecca. I mean, as much as Texas has struggled on the offensive end, they've missed 11 of their last 13 shots. They've held Maryland to 25 points thus far in this half.
Done a great job controlling pace. Maryland shooting 45%. Nothing wrong with that. Texas has gone deep into the shot clock on many offensive possessions. That is by design. The more possessions we have, the more it is in Maryland's favor.
That's deflected out of bounds. 8 to shoot for Maryland. Masonis back in off the bench. The sophomore out of Spring Lake, New Jersey.
Maryland's had 14 50-point halves this season.
Post in Division I. Bibby, nice find. Couldn't finish on a nice delivery from Mimi Collins.
Well, Vic Schaefer told us if they score 90, we're not going to win.
Yeah.
So in terms of pace control, they've done a great job.
Brenda Free said we know they're going to want to muck it up. Oh, nice strong finish inside from Audrey Warren. First bucket of the game for Warren. Ends a little scoreless streak for Texas as Bibby lines it up and knocks it down. 36% on the season was Bibby from 3. Maryland just has so many shooters. Second in the nation in three-point shooting percentage. Shot it over 40% as a team. Only Iowa higher, led by Caitlin Clark.
Look at the deliberate nature of this possession. Stayed outside the three-point line, haven't really started attacking till what, 6 on the clock, and how about that response?
Alan Taylor hitting the 3. Bibby, another look. Can't make that one. Weak side board to Texas and Celeste Taylor. 8-point game. 2:35 to go in this first half. Final Sweet 16 game of a fun weekend in San Antonio. Catch, fire, a foul, and 3 free throws coming for Alan Taylor after Diamond Miller picks up her first personal.
Joanne Allen Taylor has a unique way of shooting where one foot kind of kicks out and her follow through is in front of her, and Diamond Miller fouls her on that foul through. Cannot get the three-point shooter on jump shot. Setting screens, oh, that's the previous possession. Pretty stuff. Shot clock was at 6.
First Texas free throws of the game as Alan Taylor hits the first. What a jump for Alan Taylor. See, Maryland shot just 2 free throws in this game. First 2 seasons, Alan Taylor averaged just 2.8 points, 1.4 rebounds per game, was playing just 13 minutes this year, playing 35 minutes per game and averaging 12.5 points.
Vic Schaefer absolutely loves her work ethic, her leadership.
She hits all 3 free throws. It's a 5-point contest.
And that lets Texas set up in some full court pressure. Look at Alan Taylor working up top.
Hawking bends in. Bibby couldn't handle Texas on the steal, and a foul against Benzin. Third foul against Maryland. It'll be a side out for Texas, starting to wreak havoc.
Ryan, when we watched Texas early in the season in their first matchup against Baylor, they struggled mightily. They did not look like a team that could be in this position in the Sweet 16. Their improvement has been tremendous, in particular, just over the course of the last week and a half in the NCAA tournament. Their guard play has elevated.
Warren turns the corner, couldn't finish. Ebo couldn't either. Missed opportunity there for Texas. 2 golden looks, but no bucket. Owusu bodies in, finishes, plus the foul. Ashley Owusu a chance for 3.
Ashley Owusu knows that one of her strengths is her frame, and she keeps the ball, her body, between the ball and the defender right there. Bump in on the side of me, it's okay. I'll finish with the left. Look at her. Yep. That's not going to affect me.
Owusu, this is the free throw. Rebound Warren. 7-point Maryland lead. Owusu 8 points, 3 assists in this opening half. Winner of this game will face South Carolina Tuesday in the Elite Eight. Warren steps inside, kicks it out. Lambert short on a 3. And the rebound controlled by Benzin. Swiftly into the arms of Owusu. Owusu got it into Bibby, got it back. Her 3, no. Nice box out from Celeste Taylor. Final minute of this opening half. Warren cradles, had it stripped by Benzin. Here comes Maryland off the turnover. Oh, Masonis left alone, lays it in. Faith Masonis makes it a 9-point Maryland lead. Had a career high 16 points in the second round win against Alabama, did Masonis. About a 1.5 second difference game in shot clock right now. Lambert jumper is good, well executed. Possession from Texas, and they are very much in this one. Maryland had averaged 53.5 points in the first half through the first 2 games of the NCAA tournament, held to 32 tonight. But it is Maryland with a 7-point lead after 2 quarters of play.
Diamond Miller, the sophomore, has been spectacular so far in the first half, showing us all the things she can do. Score inside, drive. She's been able to hit from the perimeter and has had made great passes to teammates as well. We see a Diamond Miller.
Diamond Miller and Maryland with a 7-point lead at the half. 1 spot in the Elite Eight still up for grabs. Time to head to Maria Taylor, Andy Landers, Carolyn Peck in the studio for our halftime show.
Appreciate you, Ryan.
Look at the game summary. Second fewest points in the first half this season for Maryland. How about Maryland has trailed just 23 seconds in this tournament thus far? 2-0 in game 1. That's it. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, this scoring pace is really low for a Maryland typical game, and I talked to Brenda Freese at the half about it. She said, well, Texas is really taking the air out of the ball, using a lot of clock on each possession. She said, we've got to get our defense to start turning into offense, turn up the pressure, press a little more, and get some turnovers to get that pace where they want it.
In order to press, you have to score, and so Maryland goes back into their half-court offense, and just look at Texas. That's actually early in the possession, only 14 seconds into the shot clock.
Warren hits it, it's a 5-point game. Miller swiftly into the front court, lays it in. Diamond Miller shining in the Sweet 16.
Immediately, just taking the ball out of the basket, but still pushing the pace the other way. And here we go, Texas. All brakes, no gas.
The opposite of Maryland in the way they play as Alan Taylor lays it in. Nice start to the third quarter on the offensive end for Texas. Here's Katie Benson. Spent 3 years at Harvard. Owusu can't squeeze it in. Collier secures it. Texas with the basketball, down just 5. Nearly lost it. Collier flags it down. She's got to get it across the timeline and does. Nice job by Texas to salvage what would have been an incredibly disappointing turnover.
Maybe that was the intent to get the shot clock to run down.
That was the anti-lock break?
There you go.
Alan Taylor hops, can't finish. The follow is good by Celeste Taylor. And Texas is within 3. Many Longhorn fans here to catch this action. Owusu lost it, but a foul. A late whistle, and Vic Schaefer very upset.
Possession ago, it looked like Texas was going to lose the basket out of bounds. What great hustle by Lambert. And then at the other end, attacking, nope. Celeste Taylor there for the putback. Ooh, I didn't think she was shooting though, Ryan. I thought she was passing the basketball.
And it's also a critical foul because it's number 3 on Warren.
But it didn't it look to you like she was passing to her left?
It did. Owusu hits the first free throw. Let's take a look, Rebecca.
So crossover, eyes on the rim, but there's a, oh no, okay, yep. I think that's the right call. It went that way after she got hit.
So Owusu hits both. It's one of those things where if the whistle's late, but it's correct, we'd rather that.
Unless you're the team that got called for a foul.
Well, that's a great point.
So not steals, but deflections the last 2 times by the Maryland defense when they've picked up in the full court, trying to be disruptive, get their energy, get the pace up, as you heard Tolly Rowe talk about at the half.
And we mentioned this before, but it's worth mentioning again. Brenda Free said she's very comfortable with her team's ability to adapt to any kind of style and find a way to win. As Taylor lays that in, Owusu quickly down the other end. Bibby lays it home. Maryland got to the bucket in a flash.
That's the second time this quarter they've gotten fast breaks off of made Texas shots. Just inbounding it quickly and pushing.
Warren lays it in. And look at this, out of a made basket again. Miller finishes, plus the foul. Just incredible the pace Maryland's been able to play at off of made buckets.
3 times now here in the 3rd quarter. The ball's gone through the basket, inbound it, players running. It's a transition bucket off of a made shot.
3 of them for Maryland in this 3rd. Miller with 13 points. Well, there are a lot of WNBA GMs thinking about the 2023 draft and Diamond Miller watching her in this tournament.
Start planning ahead with your draft picks.
Lambert kicks at 3. No from Alan Taylor. Miller has the rebound. Oh, Owusu, no look to Benson, off on a 3. Out of bounds off of Miller, Texas ball. That was going to be a gorgeous assist if Benson hit that 3, because what a look from Owusu.
An elite passer, Owusu. From the second I saw her as a freshman, just reminded me of Chelsea Gray. Her ability to deliver the basketball, score, understanding the strength she has in her frame.
Well, Warren just got that across. Here's Lambert.
Check the shot clock. Below 10. Where they want it.
Taylor forces it in. Celeste Taylor's had some big moments thus far in this Sweet 16 matchup.
And you might see that from Texas now. After the ball goes through the hoop, a player just stay there to disrupt and try to limit those fast breaks off of makes.
Already 6 points in the 3rd for Celeste Taylor. Miller short, long board, stays with Maryland. Benson can't hit, and Collier secures it for Texas. Now, if you're Texas too, you're just trying to limit Maryland as much as you can, hang around and see what happens. And so far, mission accomplished.
Yes.
Warren lost it. Taken away. Styles on the break, laid it short. Taylor has it, and now Texas, a 3-on-2. Alan Taylor will fire, and hit from 3. It is a 1-point game. Owusu, and she's fouled on the floor by Alan Taylor. What a game here in San Antonio. Celeste Taylor, Joanne Allen Taylor, both getting it done. And the Longhorns are within 1 in the 3rd.
The NCAA Women's Championship, presented by Capital One, is brought to you by Blue Diamond Almonds. Crave victoriously.
Texas has cut Maryland's lead to 1 here in the 3rd quarter of this Sweet 16 matchup. Now, why is there a Yankee hat in the Longhorn section? Our Holly Rowe can explain.
Well, Celeste Taylor, who is a Texas Longhorn player, actually hails from New York. That's her dad, Alex, who has made the long trip here to San Antonio. And, you know, grew up in Queens for most of her life, lives now in Spring Valley, New York. And she said, I wanted to go far from home so I could get to know something different, a different lifestyle, a different culture. But she said, I didn't realize there'd be a pandemic. She's gone a long time without being able to see her family. I know it means a lot to her to play in front of her dad, Alex, tonight.
Absolutely. She said, I'm a family kid, and that's been so tough. But Celeste making the most of it, having a big 3rd quarter here. She'll get back to Valley Stream soon enough as Miller couldn't finish. Reese on the follow, no. Another chance, and Texas now with an opportunity to go in front.
That was a great defensive possession by Charlie Collier. Denied the post, came over and helped, ended up by securing the defensive board.
Collier misses the bunny. Another chance, and she's fouled. And Charlie Collier will go to the line with a chance to put Texas in front.
Relatively quiet so far in this game, but very impactful the last time down defensively. Then here, keeps going after it. Keep working, that's what you gotta do. Not a ton of touches today. Not happy that she missed that one, but you gotta stay active on the offensive glass, in particular when you're a post player who hasn't touched the ball a lot inside.
And the first free throw good. Mother Ponda watching her daughter Charlie.
Did you just see that? Come on, baby. Oh, that touches my heart.
As a mother of 4.
Oh my gosh, it does.
And Texas has its first lead of the night. Styles made sure it didn't last long.
I'm continually impressed with Maryland's unselfish nature. Always, if there's a better shot by a teammate, they find her.
One more ticket to the Elite Eight on the line. Warren kept the left foot down, trying to find space, gets rejected by Miller. And Angel Reese fired up with Miller. Following Miller, Miller saying, all right.
But she should be careful, because initially when she does it at the Texas player, she could have been teed up there, Ryan. You have to be really careful when you're facing your opponent screaming like that.
And Miller actually said to Reese, okay, okay.
Yeah, she is lucky she didn't get teed up.
Collier turns, forces, can't hit. Loose ball. Celeste Taylor has it, kicks it. Alan Taylor looked like she got fouled. No call. Instead, they'll call it a rejection.
Ooh, she got hit on the arm.
Owusu's going to get called for an offensive foul on the other end.
Texas has got to take as many charges as any team in the country. It's what they're taught to do. Owusu coming down the lane. Pushes off with the right arm.
It was something Brenda Fries was very aware of. Was thinking Texas might use that strategy to put fouls on Owusu as well as Miller. Warren had it stripped. Collier got it back. Collier able to finish. Texas lead is 1. Collier in double figures now. Owusu trying to find space, threw it away, and then fouls Collier. And that'll be the 3rd personal on Owusu.
Charlie Collier with the hard hedge, recovers well, and time to get her hands on the basketball, then corrals it and gets pushed. This has been a really nice couple of minutes stretch for Charlie Collier.
Texas trailed 9-0 early. Wondered if Maryland would run and hide with this game. But the Longhorns have shown incredible grit in this tournament. Warren putting it on the deck, bodying in, to the corner. Alan Taylor can't get the roll. Celeste Taylor, another offensive rebound, and she is fouled. Well, it's 5 days until the women's Final Four. Coverage begins Friday at 5:55 p.m. Eastern with the pregame show on ESPN before the semifinal games at 6 and 9:30 Eastern, and then the championship game Sunday, April 4th. For more, visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships.
This arena's freezing, but the temperature in the last couple of minutes of this game has risen drastically.
Warren banks it in. This is the largest deficit Maryland has faced in the tournament. An 11-2 Texas run. Miller, 7-issue. Miller hops inside and gets a whistle.
Really nice job by Diamond Miller. Got the switch she wanted, had Collier on her. Able to rock with the dribble and go by.
And you could hear Miller saying to her team after that, hey, let's go, we have to box out. We've seen Celeste Taylor sneak in a couple times now with big offensive rebounds for Texas.
Diamond Miller has played with really nice maturity, especially for a sophomore. The way she communicates with her teammates, the energy she brings, the positive attitude she has had throughout the course of this game.
A sophomore from Somerset, New Jersey, has sparkled and hits a couple of big free throws there. Inside of 90 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, Texas 46, Maryland 45. Final Sweet 16 matchup of the weekend. Shot clock at 2. 3 won't go. Collier had it stripped. Maryland ball. Benson flings it down the floor. Miller, the hesitation, the spin, and the scoop. Oh, what a move from Diamond Miller. Maryland back in front by 1. Warren kicks. Celeste Taylor knocks down the 3. Seven seconds left in the 3rd. Miller separates, can't hit, rebound Collier. And we are set up for quite the 4th quarter of this Sweet 16 matchup. Texas leads by 2.
We could not ask for anything more. Diamond Miller, what a finish! And then on the other end, Celeste Taylor, huge 3 for Texas. We're ready for 10 more minutes.
The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Elite Eight begins tomorrow on CBS and TBS, or stream games on the March Madness Live app from anywhere. For more information on game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. Oh, Vic Schaefer fired up. His Texas team has stymied the incredible Maryland offense. And what a fourth quarter we are set up for here. Texas leads 49-47 over Maryland. 10 minutes to go to decide the final slot in the Elite Eight.
With his team in front of his bench now on the offensive end, he is coaching them through every possession. I don't know how he's going to have a voice after this game.
Get that man some Manuka honey. Alan Taylor kicks it out. 8 to shoot. Lambert on the attack. And it's going to be a foul on the floor against Maryland.
It takes such patience throughout the course of a game to continually do this, Ryan, offensively, to continually run the shot clock down. And even with a 2-point lead, Texas knows that's the answer. That's the way they're going to have success. As a player, it's not an easy thing to do.
Saw Lambert take a spill. And she is being looked at momentarily on the Texas bench. You know they're going to want to get her back in there quickly. Charisma Ortiz into the game for Texas. Owusu back in for Maryland with 3 fouls. Texas able to get that inbound into the arms of Taylor. Taylor kicks. Alan Taylor. 3 spins out. Miller the rebound. Zipping down the floor. Mimi Collins waits and lays it in.
That's what Maryland has done so successfully, in particular in this second half. And here we go, Texas slowing it down. Now they're going against the zone.
49 all. Under 9 minutes to go. Final slot in the Elite Eight on the line. Shot clock at 5. Warren lost it. Collier gets the whistle, and Charlie Collier is going to shoot 2. And it'll be number 3 on Diamond Miller.
Yeah, that's a bailout foul. If you're Maryland, you do not want to foul Charlie Collier. She's not yet squared up trying to shoot at the end of the clock. But smart by Maryland, that possession, to go into the zone. Lambert's out for Texas. She's one of their better 3-point shooters. Take away one of those outside weapons for Texas.
Rebecca, how about Charlie Collier and sort of the persistence of her performance in this game? You know, there are nights where we see her get 25 easy. That hasn't been one of these kind of games, but she's found a way to contribute big in this second half regardless.
She has continued to work and continued to grind, and that can be difficult when you're a post player because you're at the mercy of your guards to be involved offensively, to get touches. There are many possessions where she has gone without being involved offensively.
Celeste Taylor broke it up, knocked it out of bounds. Double-double for Charlie Collier, who was 4th in the country in that category. Miller kicks. Bibby connects on a 3. Chloe Bibby in double figures puts Maryland back in front. (52-50). Again, Texas going to wind that shot clock. Warren cradles, lost it. It's going to stay here with Texas. 8 to shoot.
Chloe Bibby, what a great addition for Maryland this year. The transfer from Mississippi State. So yes, that means she played for Vic Schaefer.
Played 3 years under Vic Schaefer at Mississippi State. But transferring here to Maryland the Australian, averaging 13 points per game, one of 6 Maryland players averaging double figures. Taylor can't force it in. Loose ball. Taylor flags it down. Another chance for Texas. Celeste Taylor has come up with some huge offensive rebounds in this second half.
See Vic Schaefer jumping up and down on the sidelines, getting his team into the set he wants.
Shot clock at 5. Nice entry, and Collier lays it in. Gorgeous delivery from Joanne Allen Taylor. Seven points in this second half for Collier, 13 for the game. Miller trying to stay in bounds, and Maryland will take a timeout. 7:12 to go in the fourth. Maryland and Texas tied at 52 in this final Sweet 16 matchup of the weekend.
Charlie Collier continues to work inside, holder position, gets the feed, finishes. Oh, baby, making mama proud.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Charlie Collier, the projected #1 pick in the 2021 WNBA draft, coming up with some big buckets in this second half, Holly.
Well, that's right. Her family story is coming full circle. Her mom, Ponda Griggs, was her maiden name, played at Southwestern University here in Texas. She was a terrific player and actually got a tryout for the Phoenix Mercury. They said she wasn't quite good enough, that she should go overseas and try to play, but Charlie, they decided to have a family instead, and Charlie is the product of that. Now she'll get to fulfill her mom's WNBA dream.
Oh, pretty awesome stuff, Holly. And what a game here. Tied at 52. Bibby, a 3, no. Collier in on the board, knocked out of bounds by Miller and Maryland. And it's Texas ball. This is a Maryland offense that currently averaging the 9th most points per game in Division I history. First 2 games of the tournament averaged 99 points, but tonight, Texas has found a way to slow them down.
So much of that has been not giving up too many transition opportunities, but mostly it's been Texas's ability to control pace.
Turnover here, Bibby, 2-on-1, and a block is called on the bucket from Bibby. A block on the other side of the lane as Owusu delivered the pass.
We haven't seen a lot of this from Maryland. Turnover and then be able to run the other way. Bibby comes down, defender chooses, I'm gonna go over. Oof.
Wow, that is, not only is that a questionable call, it's incredibly consequential because Maryland gets the bucket and they retain possession because of the foul. So a chance for a 4 or 5 point possession here for Maryland. Miller's jumper rims off. The rebound put in by Mimi Collins. And Maryland makes it a 4-point possession on what could have possibly been the 4th foul on Owusu.
Or a no call.
So how does Texas respond? Warren, patient, kicks. Lambert back out. Shot clock down to 7. Taylor runs into Bibby, takes the jumper, missed it badly. Collins the rebound. Maryland finally feeling a little more in control here. Owusu. Owusu very calmly directing traffic. Shot clock down to 6. Owusu gets denied by Collier. 4 to shoot.
The discipline Texas shows on the defensive possession, staying in the stance. This time Maryland, the team, working the shot clock.
4 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Collins hoists. No. Rebound. Taylor, her 10th of the game for Texas. Shot clock inside at 10 again. Taylor with it at 5. Taylor on the drive, can't bank it in across her body. How about Warren took it away and then was fouled by Mimi Collins, who also yanked the leg. And a foul against Collins as Warren is shaken up after the heads-up play. Warren shaken up. A 4-point game with 4:50 to go in the fourth quarter of this Sweet 16 contest. Well, scary moment for one of the heart and soul players of Texas, Audrey Warren, as she came up with a big steal off a rebound, got yanked there by Collins, and then you'll see the back of her head hit the floor hard. As she goes back to Texas's locker room, we check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, Ryan, what's concerning here is Audrey Warren has a history of concussion. She herself estimates she's probably had about 4. She had a hard hit to the ground in their game against UCLA. They did tell us that she later did pass the concussion protocols, but they are taking her back to the locker room, and I can tell you I was just sitting a few feet away from where she was. She is very upset right now. That concerns me as they take her back to reevaluate.
No question, Holly. So best wishes to Warren, who has been such a critical piece for Texas. So many of the gritty things that need to be done, she does, as the officials will clarify the clock here. Well, they get the clock straight. It gives us a chance to tell you that coming up next on SportsCenter, San Antonio's best Elite Eight matchup. Can #1 Gonzaga be stopped? And Juan Soto inside the batter's box. That's all coming up on SportsCenter following the conclusion of this game between Maryland and Texas.
How about the way SportsCenter's been handling women's college basketball tournament?
I love it.
You know, all kinds of highlights, all kinds of analysis.
It's been an amazing tournament thus far.
Yes.
Absolutely incredible, and this Sweet 16 has been terrific. I guess they did not think the shot clock should have been reset. And now a 5-second violation against Texas.
Man, that one hurts. You were able to inbound the ball on the previous possession, but because of a clock error, you have to do it again, and then it's a turnover. That hurts.
I'm also not sure that was the right call. It looked to me like Collins had clearly established possession off the missed shot from Texas before Warren took it away. Here's Bibby off on a 3. Rebound corralled by Texas.
Ebo in now. Texas with their big lineup because they need to get all of those defensive boards.
Lambert finds Collier. Maryland leads by 4. Alan Taylor trying to find some space, needs help, finds it in Lambert, 3 to shoot. Lambert lays it in, plus the foul. A chance for 3 for Kyra Lambert, who can make it a 1-point game.
How about Kyra Lambert and her quickness? I thought she was going to take the shot. So did the defense, and then able to get by, finish with contact. The heart of this Texas team.
Lambert, after the UCLA win, told us that's what we're built for. It's why we do the 6 a.m. 6 weeks straight on the track every morning. Something Vic Schaefer is very big on, building toughness for moments like this. Owusu lobbing it inside. Good D from Taylor on the steal. .340 to go. Maryland leads by 2. Alan Taylor can't finish. Collier can, plus the foul.
The degree of difficulty on this, because Charlie Collier, when she went up to get the offensive board, had to make sure her feet did not land on her teammate. Watch, go up and catch, but keep your feet spread so you don't land on your teammate and still finish. Ebo, yeah, in one.
The grit being displayed in this game as both teams grinding it out. And Collier puts Texas back in front. A 5-0 response from Texas after Maryland took a 4-point lead. Back and forth they go. Final slot in the Elite Eight on the line. Miller gets tripped up and fouled.
Maryland, so much confidence in Diamond Miller. They clear out the left side for her to drive to the basket.
And now Alan Taylor is shaken up as well after fouling Miller.
Oh, she gets hit in the jaw as she goes down, and then looks like she probably took the brunt of that on her tailbone.
Yeah, grabbing towards almost that left glute, lower back area, but clearly in a lot of pain. Vic Schaefer, along with Texas's athletic training staff, out on the floor to attend to Alan Taylor. San Antonio already down Warren as Alan Taylor is helped to her feet. She will walk gingerly and with aid to the Longhorn sideline as Texas now will have to navigate without Warren and perhaps also without Alan Taylor.
This is not a deep Texas team. Vic Schaefer keeps his rotation pretty tight. What has 7 played in this game? But player 6 has played 2 minutes, player 7 has played 1.
So Charisma Ortiz into the game as Miller misses the first free throw. She had made her first 5, and Alan Taylor's going to check back in. So Alan Taylor will wait at the scores table, could not get in yet. But that's obviously a good sign for Texas. Miller goes 1 for 2, tied at 57, coming on 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Final Sweet 16 matchup of the weekend. Winner will face South Carolina Tuesday.
3-point shooter out for Texas, Maryland in a zone.
Collier, 5 to shoot. Lambert trying to create. Lambert, the wild heave, and a shot clock violation. Great D there from Maryland. Alan Taylor back in. We'll watch her gate. Meanwhile, we've talked about it a couple times, Rebecca, but this is a Maryland team that's obviously having to play a completely different style than what they're used to. Still trying to find a way to win, which Brenda Fries has been so proud of with this group this year.
Alan Taylor's gate does not look 100%. Get the ball to Diamond Miller, let her attack.
Bibby, a 3, no, rebound, Alan Taylor.
Giddy up was just fine on that board.
Tied at 57. Collier to the corner. Alan Taylor switched on Owusu. Alan Taylor has it knocked away. Loose ball, and it's out of bounds off of Texas. More good defense from Maryland.
Again, I would say get the ball to Diamond Miller. Maryland been really good in close games this season, but that's the matchup that could be favorable right now.
All 15 wins during their 15-game winning streak have been by double digits. In a tight one here, Miller kicks the three off the side of the backboard for Collins, cleaned up by Bibby, who puts Maryland back in front. And a timeout taken by Texas. 1:21 to go, and Maryland a 2-point lead.
Penetrate, kick, miss. It's okay if you've got an offensive rebounder there. Brenda Fries, yes. That's the toughness she wants to see.
You see the reset? Texas has the basketball. Maryland has the possession arrow. Maryland a 2-point lead. Texas 2 timeouts remaining. Maryland 3. Texas does have 2 fouls to give. Maryland is over the limit. Rebecca for Texas offensively. Where do they go here? Down 2 with 1:21 left.
I think you're going to see more of what we've seen all game long, and that's going side to side, getting dribble penetration, still working the clock. But I would expect Alan Taylor or Celeste Taylor to get some dribble penetration. Maybe Kyra Lambert will also get some dribble penetration. That has been effective for them.
Dick Schaefer said, if Maryland scores 90, we're probably not going to have a chance. Brenda Fries knew Texas would try and muck up the game. They've been able to do that in a 1-possession game now with 1:21 left, as Maryland has been able to match the grit of Texas. Longhorns with the basketball down 2. Lambert inbounds dangerously. Celeste Taylor trying to get it back to her teammate, is trapped. Finally gets it back to Lambert. And now Texas can set up their offense.
Maryland communicating really well in their zone defense, talking about players who've cut through.
Taylor connects and ties it. 59 all, under a minute to go. Who wants to go to the Elite Eight? A deflection and a steal. Lambert ahead of the field. Lays it in. Longhorns in front.
You cannot say enough about Texas's grit on the defensive end. The deflection by Ebo. Lambert is going to catch a glance back. Yeah, I've got this. Up 2. No one outside of the Texas locker room and Texas fan base could have expected, with under a minute to go, Texas would have the lead in this game.
Maryland, a Final Four favorite with the way they've been playing of late. Their offense absolutely humming. But Texas, after falling behind 9-0 to begin this game, found its footing and have battled all evening and taken a 2-point lead with 44.5 seconds remaining. Each team with 2 timeouts. Texas still with 2 fouls to give. Maryland's over the limit. Maryland basketball down 2.
You would expect the basketball to be in Ashley Owusu or Diamond Miller's hands. Not that you necessarily expect one of those 2 to shoot, but let them make the decision, let them create, see if they can draw defenders and kick.
Crowd on its feet. Benzin into the game for Maryland, the 3-point threat. Here's Owusu on the attack. The kick. Miller, a 3. No! Rebound knocked out of bounds. And is it a whistle? It is. A loose ball foul called against Texas.
Dribble, penetrate, kick. Miller gets a really good look at it. Charlie Collier comes in with the left arm, pushes.
Another chance here for Maryland. Down 2. Miller through the lane, lays it up. No! Rebound, Ebo. Texas has it. Maryland is going to need a trap or foul, and the foul is applied. Lambert will go to the line to shoot 2. Lambert, a 70% free throw shooter this season. Trying to extend the Texas lead. And gets the roll. Maryland still with 2 timeouts remaining. A lot of real estate left in this game.
Just call it, okay? Let's call it. 1.
Lambert misses the second. Nobody boxed out, but Maryland ends up with it. Down 3. Benzin to tie. No! Loose ball. Texas has it. Celeste Taylor the rebound. Her 11th of the game.
You didn't need a 3. But if the best three-point shooter in the country has an open 3 in transition, it's a good shot. Owusu pushes it down. This is a good look for Katie Benzin. And a great defensive board by Texas.
Benzin, who hit her first 2, has missed her last 5. Such an outstanding three-point shooter. And now Taylor at the line. Misses the first. Critical missed free throws here for Texas. Maryland still with 2 timeouts remaining, and you could see Brenda Freeze seemingly directing her team to take one after this free throw. Taylor got that one. 4-point Texas lead. Timeout Maryland with 14 seconds remaining.
Again, you don't necessarily have to take a 3 here, Ryan. You put your shooters in the corners. The defense has to suck up onto them. You get dribble penetration if you have an open lane. You just have to go fast. You can get the 2. If those defenders suck in off of the three-point shooters, then you look for the 3. Texas has a foul to give. The important thing is you cannot foul a three-point shooter. So if you take the foul, the player has to be dribbling or have her back to the basket.
63-59, Texas in front. Maryland with 1 timeout remaining. 14 seconds to go. Owusu, Maryland's got to move swiftly. Owusu through the lane, can't finish. Rebound Texas, and a foul applied by Maryland. But Texas just 7 seconds away from pulling off a shocking upset.
Brenda Freeze chose to clear the right side of the lane. Owusu drove, had a decent look at it.
Maryland led 59-57 with 1:32 to go, and Texas has scored the last 6 points. Ebo hits the first. Vic Schaefer takes a timeout. Texas can taste it. 1 spot left in the Elite 8. The winner of this game will face South Carolina. It has been an incredible Sweet 16.
That's the understatement of the tournament. We talked all season long about the wide open field. Proof again.
Maryland's offense one of the greatest of all time, averaging just under 92 points per game. Tonight they've been held to 59, which if it stands would be a season low. Ebo misses the second. Maryland calls a timeout. Six seconds remaining in the fourth. Maryland ball down 5. Let's take a look at our Capital One rewarding performance. How about the steal from Kyra Lambert?
Perhaps the play of the game. Under a minute to go. Ebo gets her hand on it. Lambert corrals it, then finishes inside. Holly chronicled her story at the beginning of the game. What a performance here for Lambert.
So Maryland now out of timeouts. They have the possession arrow. Texas leading by 5. They still have a foul to give. And one timeout remaining.
I'd use it. It was 6 seconds to go. Again, you just have to make sure the player is dribbling or back to the basket. You cannot afford fouling on the three-point shot. But use it. Let time go off the clock. Take the foul. Make them inbound again.
I don't think anybody could have foreseen what Texas has done to Maryland's offense tonight.
No. And the incredible job that Texas players did sticking to Vic Schaefer's game plan. They were down 9-0. They stuck to the game plan, fought back.
Maryland's going to need a quick 3 here, as well as an answered prayer with 6 seconds remaining, down 5, out of timeouts.
They checking the clock now?
I believe they are.
What a game. What a game.
Just been incredible.
Timeout was recognized at 6.8.
So 0.8 of a second go back on the clock for Maryland. Texas trying to make it to its first Elite 8 since 2016. Bibby to inbound. Owusu taking too much time here. Miller taking too much time. Miller lays it in with 0.1 remaining. But that is it. The Texas Longhorns, with a shocking upset of Maryland, are headed to the Elite 8.